Some secrets are best left buried. But in the eerie silence of Hotel 306, one forgotten room wouldn't stay silent. Our story takes us deep into the unsettling world of forgotten lives and mysteries that linger long after the guests have checked out. This isn't just another ghost story, it's a chilling reminder that some doors should never be opened. Our journey begins with a simple renovation project, a routine job that quickly spirals into a maelstrom of unsettling discoveries and unanswered questions. Imagine the creaking floorboards, the musty smell of neglect, and the unsettling feeling that someone or something is watching your every move. That's the world we're stepping into, a world where the line between reality and nightmare blurs with every passing moment. Join us as we delve into the chilling story of Hotel 306, a place where history whispers from the shadows and secrets lurk around every corner. This is a tale of a hidden room, a forgotten life, and the relentless pursuit of truth that threatens to unravel more than anyone could have imagined. Hotel 306, a towering relic of a bygone era, stood as a silent sentinel, its weathered facade whispering tales of countless comings and goings, joys and sorrows, beginnings and endings. Its corridors, once bustling with life, now echoed with an unsettling emptiness, the silence broken only by the occasional groan of aging timbers and the scuttling of unseen creatures in the walls. The air hung heavy with the weight of forgotten memories, a palpable sense of the past clinging to every chipped paint surface and threadbare carpet. The grand ballroom, once a stage for glittering parties and stolen kisses, now lay shrouded in dust and cobwebs, its faded grandeur a haunting reminder of livelier days. Each room held its own untold story, its secrets locked away, waiting to be unearthed. But behind the hotel's stately facade lay a darker secret, a hidden chamber concealed from prying eyes, its existence erased from memory and official records. This wasn't a forgotten storage room or a neglected service area. This was something far more sinister, a place frozen in time, a silent testament to a life abruptly cut short. It began with the rhythmic hammering of a renovation, the scrape of a crowbar against aged plaster, the dull thud of debris hitting the floor. As layers crumbled away, a peculiar outline emerged, revealing a small wooden door, weathered with time. An unsettling chill ran down his spine. With a deep breath, he reached for the tarnished doorknob, revealing a small, dusty room, frozen in time. A forgotten chamber holding haunting secrets. Meet John, a seasoned renovator with calloused hands and a keen eye for detail. John wasn't just stripping away old paint and tearing down crumbling plaster, he was peeling back layers of history, revealing the stories etched into the very bones of a building. He had a knack for uncovering the forgotten and breathing new life into the neglected. John had taken on the daunting task of renovating Hotel 306, a once grand establishment that had fallen into disrepair. He was drawn to the challenge, to the opportunity to restore a piece of the past to its former glory. Little did he know, he was stepping into a mystery that would test his resolve and haunt his dreams. As John surveyed the sprawling hotel, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. Strange drafts whispered through the empty corridors, and floorboards creaked underfoot even when he was alone. He dismissed it as his imagination playing tricks on him, but a seed of unease had been planted in his mind. Days turned into weeks as John and his small crew worked tirelessly, stripping away the years of neglect. As they peeled back layers of wallpaper and tore down crumbling plaster, they began to uncover tantalizing glimpses into the hotel's past. Faded photographs tucked behind loose bricks hinted at elegant gatherings and glamorous guests. A chipped teacup abandoned on a dusty shelf spoke of intimate conversations and whispered secrets. A worn leather-bound book, its pages filled with elegant cursive, lay open on a forgotten desk, as if its reader had just stepped away. With each discovery, John felt a growing sense of connection to the hotel's history, a sense that he was unraveling a story that had been waiting decades to be told. As John delved deeper into the renovation, he began noticing inconsistencies, things that didn't quite add up. The hotel's original blueprints didn't match the layout he was uncovering. There were subtle discrepancies in room sizes and hallway configurations, as if sections of the building had been altered or concealed. One evening, as John was working late, he stumbled upon a peculiar find in one of the hotel's many unused rooms. Behind a loose section of baseboard, he discovered a small metal box, its surface tarnished with age. Curiosity got the better of him, and with trembling hands he pried open the box. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed tissue paper, lay a collection of personal belongings, a silver locket engraved with the initials EM, a faded photograph of a young woman with hauntingly sad eyes, and a stack of letters bound together with a silk ribbon. The letters were dated from the 1940s, their elegant script filled with longing, secrets, and a love that seemed to transcend time. John was captivated by these artifacts from a forgotten life. Who was EM and what had become of her? What stories did these letters hold and what secrets did they conceal? As he carefully examined the contents of the box, John couldn't shake the feeling that he had stumbled onto something significant, something that was meant to remain hidden. Driven by a thirst for answers, John continued his exploration of the hotel. He meticulously compared the original blueprints to the building's actual layout, searching for any clues that could explain the discrepancies he had found. It was during one of these late-night investigations that he made his most unsettling discovery yet. Hidden behind a tapestry in one of the hallways, John uncovered a section of wall that seemed strangely out of place. It was slightly colder to the touch than the surrounding walls, and upon closer inspection, he noticed faint outlines of what appeared to be a concealed doorway. His heart pounded in his chest as he ran his fingers along the barely perceptible edges of the door. This wasn't just an architectural anomaly, this was a deliberate attempt to hide something from view. As John reached for his tools, a wave of apprehension washed over him. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was crossing a line, venturing into a place where he didn't belong. But his curiosity, his insatiable need to uncover the truth, outweighed his fear. John stood before the concealed doorway, his heart pounding. The air hung heavy with anticipation. His hand reached for the crowbar. He wedged it between the wall and the doorframe. The old plaster groaned in protest. Each creak amplified the silence. He felt a mix of excitement and dread. The sound of splintering wood split the silence. The hidden door yielded, revealing a void. John shone his flashlight into the darkness. The beam illuminated a small, dusty room. John hesitated for a moment, his hand hovering on the threshold of the unknown. The air inside the room hung heavy and still, thick with the scent of decay and the weight of forgotten memories. It was as if he were stepping into a tomb, a place where time stood still, sealed away from the outside world. Swallowing hard, John took a tentative step into the room, his boots kicking up dust motes that danced in the beam of his flashlight. As his eyes slowly adjusted to the dimness, the details of the room began to emerge from the shadows, revealing a scene frozen in time, like a macabre photograph from a bygone era. The room was small and sparsely furnished, with a single window boarded up from the outside, casting the space in perpetual twilight. Dust covered every surface, the threadbare rug, the chipped vanity table, the faded floral wallpaper peeling at the seams. It was a room forgotten by time, yet filled with the remnants of a life once lived. John ran his hand along the dusty surface of a wooden desk, his fingers tracing the outline of a long, empty inkwell. A half-written letter penned in elegant cursive lay on the desk. The ink faded, but the words still visible. The letter spoke of love, longing, and a secret rendezvous at a place called the Whispering Willow. A worn suitcase lay open on the floor, its contents spilled out like a cascade of memories. A silk scarf, embroidered with delicate flowers, a pair of evening gloves, still retaining the shape of the hands that once wore them, and a silver-plated hairbrush, its bristles still clinging to strands of long, dark hair. Each object whispered a story, hinting at a life interrupted, a journey cut short. John felt a chill run down his spine as if the very air in the room was thick with the presence of the person who had once occupied this space. Who was she, this woman frozen in time? And what had become of her? The name Eleanor Massey was etched on a leather-bound diary found tucked away in a dusty corner of the room. The diary's pages, filled with elegant script, chronicled the life of a young woman living in the shadow of World War II. Her words painted a vivid picture of a life filled with love, loss, and a secret that she guarded with her life. Eleanor wrote of stolen moments with a handsome soldier, their love blossoming amidst the turmoil of war. She wrote of clandestine meetings, whispered promises, and a love that defied the boundaries of duty and convention. But her words also hinted at a darker side, a secret that she feared would shatter her world. As John delved deeper into Eleanor's story, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was piecing together a puzzle with missing pieces. Why had her room been sealed off? What had happened to her and her mysterious lover? Each answer seemed to lead to more questions, drawing him further into the mystery of Hotel 306. Among Eleanor's belongings, John discovered a letter, its edges worn and creased, the ink blurred with time. It was addressed to a Captain James Hawthorne, and the words, penned in a hand trembling with emotion, spoke of a desperate plea, a life-altering decision, and a love that knew no bounds. "My dearest James," the letter began, each word etched with a raw, visceral emotion that transcended time. "I cannot bear the thought of another day without you. Our secret weighs heavy on my heart, and I long to share it with you, to face our future together, no matter the cost." The letter went on to describe a daring plan, a rendezvous at a place called the Whispering Willow, a place where they could finally be together, free from the constraints of their hidden lives. But the letter was never sent. It lay abandoned in the forgotten room, a silent testament to a love story cut short, a secret buried beneath layers of dust and time. John carefully lifted the unsent letter, his fingers tracing the delicate cursive script. The paper, brittle with age, crackled softly in the stillness of the room, the sound amplified in the heavy silence. It was as if the very act of touching the letter was breaking a spell, releasing secrets that had been locked away for decades. Each word Eleanor had penned was filled with a raw, desperate longing, a yearning for a love that seemed to transcend the boundaries of time and circumstance. Her words painted a vivid picture of a woman torn between duty and desire, her heart entangled with a secret that threatened to consume her. As John read, he felt a chill run down his spine. Eleanor's words were more than just a love letter. They were a confession, a plea for understanding, a desperate attempt to bridge the chasm that separated her from her beloved James. The letter was a window into her soul, revealing the depth of her love and the weight of the secret she carried. The more John read, the more he became convinced that Eleanor's secret was not one of mere indiscretion, but something far more profound, something that had the power to shatter lives and rewrite history. Her words hinted at a danger that lurked beneath the surface of their love, a shadow that threatened to extinguish their hopes and dreams. Who was this mysterious James Hawthorne, and what was the nature of their forbidden love? Was he a soldier fighting on the wrong side of the war, a man trapped in a loveless marriage? Or was there something even more sinister at play, a secret that could rewrite history as they knew it? John found himself captivated by Eleanor and James's story, his imagination running wild with possibilities. He had stumbled upon a love story shrouded in mystery, a tale of passion and intrigue that had been silenced by time. He was determined to uncover the truth, to give voice to their unspoken words and unravel the secrets that bound them together. As John carefully placed the letter back on the desk, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was standing on sacred ground. The room was more than just a forgotten space. It was a sanctuary, a testament to a love that had dared to defy convention and embrace the unknown. The weight of the room's silence pressed down on him, a palpable reminder of the secrets it held, and the lives that had been forever altered within its walls. He realized that he was no longer simply a renovator, but a custodian of history, entrusted with the responsibility of uncovering the truth and ensuring that Eleanor and James's story would not be forgotten. The unsent letter was a key, he realized, a vital clue that could unlock the mysteries of Eleanor's past and shed light on the events that led to her disappearance. He knew that he had to find James Hawthorne, to uncover his connection to Eleanor and unravel the web of secrets that bound them together. John's first lead was the return address on the letter, a military base located on the outskirts of London. Armed with this information, he began his search, scouring historical records and military archives, desperate to find any trace of Captain James Hawthorne. Days turned into weeks as John tirelessly pursued every lead, his determination fueled by a growing sense of urgency. He felt a profound connection to Eleanor and James, their story resonating deeply within him. He was determined to give them a voice, to ensure that their love story, however tragic, would not be lost to the annals of time. Just when his hope began to dwindle, John stumbled upon a breakthrough, a faded photograph in a local newspaper archive, dated just weeks before Eleanor's last diary entry. The caption read, "Local heroes return from the front," and there, standing tall amongst a group of weary soldiers, was Captain James Hawthorne. The photograph provided John with a face to match the name, a tangible link to the past. He tracked down Captain Hawthorne's military records, but they only deepened the mystery. James Hawthorne, according to official records, was declared missing in action just weeks after the photo was taken. No further information, no confirmation of his fate, no mention of Eleanor Massey. John hit a wall, his investigation seemingly at a dead end. The trail had gone cold, lost to the fog of war and the passage of time. He scoured local newspapers from the era, hoping for any mention of Eleanor's disappearance or the discovery of the hidden room, but his efforts proved fruitless. It was as if Eleanor and James had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only whispers and shadows. The lack of answers only fueled John's determination. He refused to believe that their story had ended so abruptly, lost to the passage of time. He continued to revisit the forgotten room, poring over Eleanor's belongings, searching for any missed clues, any shred of evidence that could lead him to the truth. The more John immersed himself in the mystery of Eleanor and James, the more he realized that some secrets are destined to remain hidden. The passage of time had eroded the trail, leaving behind a fragmented puzzle with too many missing pieces. He was left with more questions than answers, haunted by the ghosts of a love story silenced by time. Did James and Eleanor ever manage to escape together? Did they find happiness amidst the chaos of war, or were they torn apart by forces beyond their control? Did Eleanor ever learn of James's fate, or did she spend her days clinging to the hope of his return? The truth, it seemed, was lost to time, buried beneath layers of speculation and unanswered prayers. John came to accept that some mysteries are not meant to be solved, that some stories are destined to remain untold. But even in the absence of concrete answers, he found a sense of peace in knowing that he had given voice to their love, even if it was only in the silence of his own heart. The renovation of Hotel 306 was completed, the building restored to its former glory. The forgotten room, however, remained untouched, preserved as John had found it, a silent memorial to Eleanor and James's love. It became a place of quiet reflection, a space where the past whispered its secrets to those who listened closely. Word of the forgotten room spread, and soon, guests began requesting to stay in room 306, drawn by the allure of its tragic history. They came seeking a connection to the past, a glimpse into a love story that had transcended time. And though the room offered no concrete answers, it provided something far more profound, a sense of wonder, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, love has the power to endure. John, forever changed by his encounter with Eleanor and James's story, made it his mission to ensure that their memory lived on. He shared their tale with those who visited the hotel, keeping their love alive in the hearts and minds of those who heard it. The forgotten room at Hotel 306 stands as a testament to the enduring power of love and the mysteries that linger long after the protagonists are gone. It is a place where the past and present intertwine, where the echoes of forgotten lives whisper through the silence, reminding us that some stories are timeless, their impact resonating through generations. And so, the next time you find yourself in an old hotel, its corridors echoing with the whispers of bygone eras, take a moment to listen. You never know what secrets those walls may hold, what forgotten stories they may tell. For within those aged walls, love stories may linger, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to uncover their secrets and share their truths. The forgotten room remembers, and in its silence it invites you to remember too.